Hello, everybody. It's Jack from Cultaholic Wrestling, joined by Ross, joined by Andrew. He's ready for a bloody revolution?
Depends what you're talking about, really, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, obviously.
AEW Revolution this weekend.
Yes, I really am.
That one.
Can't wait for it, yeah.
There's some big matches. Obviously, the biggest of all has to be Cope Mox.
Yes.
Yeah.
The very future of the business is in their hands.
It is. Other big matches as well. We've got, right, I think we might have quite a diverse range of, because there's like 9 or 10 matches already announced for the show.
Yeah, with more to come, I assume.
With yeah, because there's only one in the pre-show at the moment.
Yes.
There doesn't need to be any more.
They will.
There doesn't need to be, though. You've got Big Boom Man there.
I know. Imagine trying to follow that.
I know.
We have got 9 pitches for AEW Revolution. It's going to be, I know. It's going to be exciting.
Revolution. Can you do it?
Revolution.
Joel, don't let us down, Joel.
Oh, like a cat, like a big cat.
Gargling mouthwash back there.
I've got a fun question.
Aye.
What match are you most looking forward to?
Kanosuke Takeshita and Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout.
That one for me.
Yeah.
Probably the main event. I'm intrigued to see how they do it. I'm obviously hoping for something to happen if the worst does happen and Cope does win.
Coping.
Yeah, fair.
I'm just so anti-Cope at the minute, I can't cope myself.
And I think mine might be the same as Andrew's, with a special shout out to maybe the cage match, Ospreay and Fletcher.
Oh, that one as well. And then Mariah May and Tony as well. That'd be good.
Oh, they're having, of course, they're having a rematch.
Hollywood era ending match.
There's lots to talk about, and hopefully we'll even improve upon what looks to be, because we've complained before about the momentum of AEW, the storylines, but just on paper, just as a series of matches, their pay-per-views often pay off just in terms of the match quality.
Well, one thing we know for sure is when it comes to Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast Culty Awards, Revolution will get show of the year.
It always does. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it always does.
And it's,
I'm trying to think now.
And it's always at least in the conversation.
Yes.
And it will continue to be. And maybe we'll even improve upon it with our pitches, Ross. Can we have our first pitch, please? Oh, wait, no,
Remember, don't forget now.
it's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen.
God, I just did away with my whole intro there.
I don't smoke, but I feel like that's what it must feel like to have your first puff of a tab.
But the relief when it's finally been said.
He said the catchphrase.
Jesus.
On
Right.
the Dynamite before Revolution, Cope goads Moxley down to the ring and tells him he's willing to add a stipulation to the title match because he's a double or nothing kind of guy, but at Revolution. Cope wants it written in writing that if he wins, Death Riders must disband forever. But if Mox wins, Cope is willing to become a loyal soldier and fight the good fight for the Death Riders because it will be clear that Mox is the better man and a worthy leader to follow. Moxley accepts because he thinks he's going to win. It's Moxley, I've written down for some reason. His turn of phrase in this moment will seem like Thanos has assumed the role of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire host, or something that is equally as earth-shattering.
Wow.
Don't know what that even means. So, as for the match, it's good, but not too long, like most of Cope's matches since he came back in 2020. Ultimately, though, Cope wins. The
Interesting.
Death Riders are done for, and a 51-year-old man is the one who got the win over the man who challenged the young lads in the promotion to step up and be main eventers. The patriarchy are on the scene. Christian cashes in and becomes new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Just as he tries to leave the ring with the belt, I am the learning tree.
Okay.
And Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith are here. Jericho tells Christian, "Hey guy," because Canada, and he's been on one hell of a winning streak for 5 singles matches, which is true before tonight's Dynamite, just in case he does have a match tonight. And because of this, it's time Christian and Chris kick things back to 2004 and have a scrap over something beautiful and golden.
My God.
Back then it was Trish Stratus, but now it's the AEW World title. All of a sudden, though, Big Bill strikes Chris down with a hammer shot to the back of the head using a real, in the words of Pac, hammer. Christian and the patriarchy see this as their time to scarper, but Big Bill stops Christian and the lads and Mother Wayne as well, telling them they might want to stay and watch this. My mouse pad's not working on this laptop. That's why I'm doing this. Luckily, we've got a touch screen, everybody. My goodness me.
Very fancy.
Yes. Brian Keith hog-ties Chris and unveils an apple that has razor blades sticking out of it at random angles. Brian then takes Chris's shirt off and turns him over onto his belly before he and Brian and Bill, start playing a game of the newfangled, lovely world, fantastic game of Jericho Ball. A game where you have to stand a couple of yards either side of Chris Jericho and bounce the razor blade ridden apple off Jericho's torso and make it land within 5 feet of the other player. It's a wonderful game for all the family. The lads stand on opposite sides of the ring and play this game with ease for 10 whole minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes of Jericho Ball. What more do you want? Chris's back looks like a Manchester United shirt in the rain. Red and wet because blood. Brian Keith then gets the razor blade ridden apple and shoves it in Jericho's mouth, making Chris's mouth now bleed all over the ring as well. Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise then appears and rips the apple out of Jericho's mouth. He juggles it like a clown, then holds Chris's mouth open, one hand on one jaw, the other hand on the other jaw, and he pulls his arm apart, decapitating the former beloved wrestling superstar Chris Jericho, just like he helps to do in Terrifier 3. Big Bill ends the sequence of happenings by telling Christian, "I'm sick of being this redwood. This role has made me face palm for the longest time. I'm ready to branch out, so I'm not sycamore of my wrestling career any longer." Brian Keith tries to attack Christian. "Leaf it out, Brian," says Bill. "I'm ready to shrub off the stench of Jericho. I'm ready to shrub off the stench of being Jericho's little big friend. I'm coming for you," he tells Christian, does Big Bill. "Tremendous," says Brian Keith. "We make a pine pair," says Bill.
Oh, no, that's too far for me now.
So brilliantly, in summary, rather brilliantly, in this angle, we've ended the Death Riders forever. Cope has been felled for the first time since about 2011. Chris Jericho has been compromised to a permanent end. Christian is AEW World Champion, and we know he's game to put over the younger, more handsome, the younger lads, as Big Bill is the one who's going to finally step up and get the push I think he's earned.
Now, between that and the pitch he did last time, Big Boom AJ and Big Justice you had them like suffocated. Yeah. AEW is really bringing something out in you recently.
Well, you like the
it's turning you into a bit of a Sam Driver with all the morbid pitches and.
But I don't say about people in real life. Like I don't mind Chris Irvin.
And neither does Sam, so that's fine. But no, but I think it's a yes though, because you've listed there at the end all the things that it's achieved, and I can't argue with that. I don't know why I said achieved in a bit of a Macam accent. It's achieved all these things.
No, it's a great achievement.
Yeah.
God, you're giving us a lot there, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Just for the first one as well.
Yeah.
Bloody Christmas time, this. I like it.
I know, I'm a bit shocked, Andrew. I didn't know what to say. First pitch, straight off the bat.
Just expect it to go where it went, especially Jericho. I mean, you've invented a new game there.
Jericho
Do you know
Ball.
how hard that is to do?
I saw the little short of Tommy Ball being explained again, and that made me think of Chris Jericho.
I don't know what Tommy Ball is.
I don't think I know what Tommy Ball is.
Edge and who was it? Edge and someone else back in the WWE days would.
With Tommy Dreamer's balls.
Yes.
Yes.
Tommy would sit on
With
top of
an
the
apple.
locker room, you know, the wood slats
I
where you put your
remember
bag.
now.
He would dangle his nuts in the gap there, and they would play a little playful game of Tommy Ball
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
by throwing something at Tommy's dangling sack.
But this time we've got an apple with razor blades in
You
it.
see, because Brian Keith is the bad apple.
Yeah.
And he's got a bad apple.
Yeah.
I don't even notice there's quite a few tree puns.
And again, as I said, you're giving us a lot in this one, and it was a treat, and I like it for that. And I think you're right in that Christian would obviously put over the younger talent, and would that younger talent be Darby Allin when he comes back? I feel
why
like
not?
it's fitting that it would be Darby
It could
and
be Darby,
John, but
it could-
Darby and
it
Christian
could be,
would work.
It could be Garcia,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
disappeared. Well, he hasn't.
Well,
he
like
has been
he comes
rested.
back, yeah.
But I don't think his TNT title reign's been what he dreamed it would.
No.
It's
No.
not what it would have been had he beaten Cope back in the day when he should have.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's a yes from me.
Yes from me.
Hurrah!
Look at that.
I was worried about that one.
It's a morbid one, but the ends, in the
got
words
a
of
crown?
Slipknot, my ends justify my. Sorry.
Bloody hell, he's here.
What?
It goes downhill from here, everybody, because that.
No, it doesn't.
Does it really?
That cannot be
It
topped.
goes along the same kind of top of the mountain, but for 7 miles. Maybe
of the
even
mountain.
8.
7 miles.
Yeah.
Almost like a mountain of omnipotence, what you might say.
Oh, yeah.
7 miles. What's that? That's almost like Mount, the one in Scotland, and I
Ben
forgot what it
Nevis?
Ben Nevis. I've been up. It's like 8 miles.
You've
up.
been up it?
Oh, yeah, when I was a wee boy. A wee boy.
You've been to the highest point in these great isles.
I sure have. And it was wonderful. There was snow at the top. It was very nice. It was really nice.
We should all do that as a trip.
I'd actually be down for that.
Should we do it?
should
Let
do
us know in the comments.
We should go to bed never
Oh, no, let's
What
go
a
to
vlog.
Japan. Let's go Fuji.
We're going Big
What a
Fuji.
vlog that would be.
Let's go Big
Just us
Fuji.
walking up Fuji.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's
That'd be
long-term
good.
storytelling, that.
It is. Right, steel cage match between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher is my first pitch.
Carl Fletcher.
Carl Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher.
I thought his brother was David.
Kyle. Neither man holds back throughout the entirety of the match, both wanting to put the other down for good after what's transpired over the prior few months. These two have been at loggerheads. Most importantly, I'd like Fletcher to get a lot of offense in and withstand a lot of punishment to keep him looking strong, because I'm going to have him lose this match. Oh, that's quite sad. The end sequence comes when Ospreay, he defies gravity. He hits a sky twister from the top of the cage onto a dazed Kyle Fletcher.
When I heard
the
this,
hell's
when
a
I-
sky
when I heard
twister?
the stipulation, this is also the spot I imagined as well. It's the one where Ospreay kind of goes
Pac does a similar thing
almost
as
like a
well.
Jeff Hardy thing, but a bit more fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah,
With both men down, Ospreay starts to stir. He goes for the cover, but by heck, you're only gone as a 2 count, you
No
mentalist.
way, no.
Are you joking? Will backs up in the corner. He takes the elbow pad off and he waits until Kyle is in position and he goes for a hidden blade. But Fletcher ducks and follows up instead with his own hidden blade from behind onto Ospreay. It connects. It's only a bloody 2 count. Are you kidding me? I've already told you he wins anyway, so you know that would have been a 2 count. With barely any life left in either man, Kyle takes Will and places him up on the top turnbuckle looking to hit the brainbuster. But Will fights out and instead hits an avalanche styles clash, followed up by a hidden blade that connects
Wait,
with
just off the corner, right? Not
so
off the. Not
off the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
on
not off the
top of
cage.
No,
Oh,
off the
Jesus.
top of the two.
Yeah,
Come on.
If
now.
it was Kevin Owens, it'd be off the top.
Yeah, if it was somebody Canadian, they would be from the top of the cage. But no, it's just off the turnbuckle. He hits that. He hits a hidden blade afterwards as well, and that's 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay wins.
Okay.
Both men are down in the center of the ring as Ospreay's music plays and the cage is being raised. But in typical Don Callis fashion, he just can't keep himself away, can he? So Callis and Mark Davis make their way to the ring as Davis just starts beating down on an exhausted Will Ospreay. He hoists the aerial assassin up for a close your eyes and count to nothing pile driver. That's the name of it. But as he does, the Tron begins to flicker with grungy imagery. Grungy. Imagery.
Okay.
Grungy.
I'm trying to think.
Imagery.
I'm trying to think who could.
A heartbeat is heard throughout the a heartbeat is heard throughout the arena as words flash on the screen. Intense, fearless, strong style,
Is this Dean Malenko?
Canadian strong style,
Canadian strong
and
style.
finally
No!
walking weapon.
Oh, right.
The music. Oh, I'm so sorry if I've.
No,
Are
it's
you okay?
better than what I thought. Who was
Walking
coming out.
weapon. The music finally kicks in, and out comes a debuting Josh Alexander.
Good.
Alexander rushes to the ring and takes down Davis before Davis can pile drive Will, laying Mark out with a vicious powerbomb onto the knee for good measure before Josh turns his attention to Don Callis, who's cowering in the corner. Ospreay slowly manages to get to his feet, and we can see he's absolutely livid. He's had enough of all this bollocks as the poor lad. He goes to approach Don, but Josh extends out his arm to stop Will. Before Ospreay can even ask Alexander what he's doing, Josh hoops him in the nuts
What's
and hits
going
a
on?
brutal C4 spike in the center of the
Whose
ring.
side is he on?
Oh, Callis and Josh smile at each other as Don kicks the downed Mark Davies out of the ring, signifying a cleansing within the family. Get out of my ring, you idiot. I was just using you for mind manipulation fodder for Fletcher and for Ospreay. Get out. Josh places his foot on Ospreay's chest as Callis raises his arm, and Kyle Fletcher just looks on in bewilderment as Don Callis introduces the AEW audience to his new Ospreay killer.
Now, I think it's a yes from me, first of all.
Thank you.
I think that the only downside there is that Davis looks like a little bit of a bitch because he was a good guy, then he was in the family, and then it's one too many. But you can
It was
always.
always begrudging, though,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
and I remember I'm thinking of that segment on last week's Dynamite where Callis is basically slagging off Davis to his face,
Yes.
saying like, "Yes, someone had a chance to win the other week when they didn't," and Davis looked annoyed. So it can always lead to a babyface push for him. Which would be
Well, that's
fun.
what I'm thinking.
You've also, I see there, been very cheeky, and you've hinted at tension already between Fletcher and the new boy.
Yeah.
So-
That's it.
good
That's
as well.
it. Can't get it done, can he?
And I think that Josh Alexander is a very good option to be Callis's new shiny new toy because he is dangerous and scary, and even
Canadian.
and Canadian, and even though he works well as a face, I think he would make a more immediate impact as a heel. So it's a yes.
Thank you.
I would like to take everything YouTube's Jack the Jobber just said, put it in my mouth, and say it towards you.
Oh, well, thank you that was very eloquent.
No problem at all.
And that was very eloquent. Both of you are very eloquent.
Equally so.
Eloquent.
If either of you got I might switch the order round of mine. If either of you've got a Swerve Ricochet pitch.
I do.
I don't.
Are you going to do that next?
It doesn't matter, does it?
I'll delay mine.
All right, then.
Because mine's a bit like
Wacky.
mine has quite a lot going on, and I don't want one of those things to be included. I'll let you go first with your Swerve
I
Ricochet.
don't mind.
No, I'll do.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
It's all right. I'll go instead for my second one, and I'll swap the order around, and I'll go for Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe for the TBS Championship. Mercedes beats Momo, but it's a difficult one. Momo's a bit of a nasty pasty over in Stardom. Her stable is literally called Hate. So she's not a pure babyface or anything, but she will be in this match against Mercedes. But I think she tries to use her bat, maybe only after Moné has cheated earlier in the match, just to make things even. Let's say Mercedes pulls the referee in the way of a move, then she goes to use the bat, but Momo gets control while the ref's still distracted and hits her with it. She makes a cover. Oh, sorry, the ref's down. She makes the cover. Replacement ref runs out, which has given Mercedes enough time to recover, and she kicks out. Mercedes eventually gets the win and vengefully attacks Momo with the bat afterwards. Billy Starks runs in to make the save. Tension recently between Billy and Mercedes, but she ends up locked in the money maker with the bat. It's a bit of a cope move, to be honest. He used to do it with a chair leg in his late WWE run, didn't he? Does he still do it? Maybe?
Oh, yeah, in AEW.
Oh, yeah, he loves it.
Oh, aye.
He loves a bit of chair leg.
I'm sure he does that with the chair leg. It's guaranteed, therefore, to be really sick and awesome. Like Cope is. Monet releases the hold and stands up to celebrate, but gets nailed with a flying, twisting stunner from the top rope. Who's that?
I don't know who that is. I was hoping that it's Athena, isn't it?
It's Athena.
Everybody?
And I don't know, I think she calls it a rude name now, that finisher.
Does she?
Yes, I can't.
The bastard.
No, the
That's
O.
Pac.
The O face.
The O face.
The O face. As in, like, the orgasm face. I think that's what she calls it. I think she called it that before she went to WWE. Then she changed it to something else. I can't remember what it was called in WWE. And now I think it might be the O face once again.
So, guys, let's do our best.
No.
Down the camera.
No. But I'm
What was that?
But I'm assuming that she calls it that because the move's so sick that it makes you,
It makes you. Oh.
She hits one of them anyway. It's Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena. Athena checks on Billy, who I believe is now once again affiliated with her after they've had some tensions in the past and that. But yeah, she checks on Billy and Momo before hitting a final shot on Mercedes with the TBS title. She looks at the TBS belt, she looks at her Ring of Honor belt, and she raises both of them towards the heavens. This leads to a series of at least three. Let's calm down.
Sorry.
This leads to a series of.
Was that it? Was it?
This leads to a series of. I've put at least 3 matches between Mercedes and Athena because they're both excellent wrestlers. And I've checked on Cage Match. According to Cage Match, they've never had a singles match before.
Oh.
I guess they were just in NXT at different times and then never, apart from in tag matches, it looks like they never crossed paths on the main roster. Anyway, the objective of this is to get Athena onto the main AEW roster. Her historic Ring of Honor title reign has been one of the most underrated parts of wrestling for the past couple of years, which is great. But the reason for that is because Ring of Honor just doesn't, it's not the best promoted show and doesn't get enough attention. And I think a wrestler of Athena's caliber, who isn't getting any younger, deserves this big spotlight once again.
Nice.
So there we go.
Here.
Will we have Athena drop the Ring of Honor Women's Championship before?
I've got a name in mind.
Billy Starks?
Queen Aminata.
Oh, Queen Aminata
But
is a
she's
good shout
getting
as
a bit
well.
more AEW as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Maybe she could be the person to come over and beat Athena eventually. Yeah, why not Billy? Why not Billy?
Why not Billy? Because
Yeah,
they've been
why not
building
Billy?
to stuff for so long, haven't they? I like it a lot. I was kind of like, in my mind, when I was thinking of pitches, this was in there as an
why
idea.
would you say that? Why would you say that? It's
Because
such
I think it's a good
isn't that
idea.
just such a nasty thing to do?
Why is that a nasty
I had
thing
the
to-
idea. It was on my reject pile. Yeah, it was fine.
That's not what I was. No, it's because. Do you want to know why it's in my... Joel, do you want to know why it was in? Do you want to know why I didn't do it? Because I couldn't think of a wonderful way to do it.
All right.
As you did there. So Thank you. Thanks, sir. You see that? Look at that. What?
It's all mind games every
Why
time.
is it mind games? I like it a lot.
No,
It's a
thank
big
you.
yes for me. It's a big yes for
The
me.
guy's done some good work, and you made him second guess
I
himself before
literally
he's even
just
finished.
said. What did I just say? He's done good work.
We bully Andrew too much.
It was a bit of a
No, don't.
Poor move
no,
from me
no,
to be
don't,
like,
wasn't
I
it?
thought
Don't, no,
about
don't
it,
let us,
but-
don't let us convince you that. No, it's fine.
Had to be my fourth pitch. If it was 12 pitches. The buy-in. Swerve makes a promise to Prince Nana, saying that when he manages to beat Ricochet and get the robe back, someone special will be here to make the presentation. It's like when the Cat teased James Brown would appear at Super Bowl 2000, and everyone was like, "No, he won't, you loser." But he did, and that convinced 8-year-old me that the Cat was one of the biggest wrestlers in the world, because even my mum, who was sat there at the time, was like, "Whoa, what's James Brown doing on this nonsense?" Earlier in the main card, the Swerve and Ricochet's match, Kenny Omega comes out on top against Takeshita in a match that goes 33 minutes and gets 5 fingers from the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast gang. A match that is relevant to the end of this pitch. Swerve does indeed manage to defeat Trevor, get the robe back, retain the services of Nana, and introduces the special guest who will conduct the ceremonial placing of the robe onto Swerve's shoulders. Fresh off Drake's appearance at Elimination Chamber,
Oh my God.
Tony Khan has gone big and paid Kendrick Lamar $938 million to be there and give Swervy Boy and AEW the biggest of rubs. Kendrick performs Not Like Us while Nana dances. Maybe pictures, steady now, maybe pictures of Drake and Pat Patterson having a ball appear on the Tron at certain times during the song, because I've been led to believe by my sources they are one and the same. I don't know, or allegedly, whatever you want to put in there. Swerve then says he's calling his shot as he's just earned for Dynasty. And that's what is going to happen next month, because the winner gets the world title shot, don't they? So that's going to happen at Dynasty next month. And when he gets the title, he'll go on to win it all, he says. Dramatic ellipsis. I don't normally do this on the pitch game, but I'm going for the longer game in the pitch. I'm building here towards an AEW champion Swerve versus international champion Kenny versus continental champion Okada, with the winner taking all of the
Get
gold.
rid of some of those belts. Yes.
The international and continental titles are eaten by the World Championship, but the winner of the Continental Classic at the end of the year gets a nice cup.
Yeah,
Instead of a
why
belt.
not?
Would be good.
Yeah,
Cup
so
would be
that's
good.
the
Yeah.
pitch. Big Kendrick Lamar.
I won a prize at school, and I got the works of Shakespeare. You could get that for the winner of the Continental Classic.
Yep.
Just a big tome.
A big
Really?
tome.
A tome, a
Tone,
big book.
like,
Oh.
not a tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomb. The winner of the Continental Classic, Kazuchika Okada, Shakespeare. There you go.
Emerson Tome.
Yes, Emerson's
Great player.
former Sunderland player. Wow, that's taken me right back.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
It's a yes from me, not only for the Emerson Tom mention, but also because you got rid of some of the belts. I like. Oh, were you finished with the pitch?
Oh, it's done, yeah.
You got rid of some of the belts, which they're not really doing that much with. I think that's a good thing. And also, love the Kendrick appearance as well.
So same.
I recently, was it on the podcast or was it on our last pitches video when I was like, I was explaining, I was like, Kendrick battered Drake. I think he's the best rapper of all time. Tupac's overrated, I said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so UK rapper Shotty Horror, who I saw at North last weekend, tweeted, Tupac is better, tweeted to no one, Tupac is better than every rapper alive, shut up. And I was like, that's about me.
That's about you.
about me. So I tweeted him and I was like, well, so what? I just panicked.
You got to have a battle rap against the guy now.
I was
Now
like-
you sort your beefs out.
He's literally the UK GOAT, Ross. I couldn't beat him in a battle rap.
Get Gabe Kidd on the phone.
Yeah, he's the coldest.
He will help you. The coldest white boy in the game.
But I think me and Shotty are fine. I think we're all right.
Yeah, I think you should
Well,
ask
we'll
him.
see.
Yeah.
You got his number?
Could you
No.
do a live?
Give him a ring on now.
Yeah, give him a ring on the podcast. Do your live rap battle on the podcast.
No, he says really horrible yet creative things to people. I couldn't.
You
rap battle.
talking
Talking
that?
you.
I have a fragile ego.
No.
Andrew will tell you what to say. He's very good at
You're
cutting
not
people
allowed
down
to. You're not
in
allowed
the
to. It's very frowned upon to. It's very frowned upon to ghostwrite in battle raps. I'm afraid.
Oh, did not know.
Yes, that's why Kendrick at the start of his song went, "I see dead people," because he's saying that Drake had ghostwriters.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Oh, it's this
God,
levels
hey.
to this.
Prince
Oh,
is-
Give
yes.
him a bloody plaster.
God, it's
Yes.
wrestling.
He's a lyrical master. Ooh.
It's a yes from me, Ross.
Cheers.
Thank you for the
See,
pitch.
yes from me, because I like the little, well, pun intended, the swerve there that you've put Swerve Strickland in the match between Omega and Okada as well. That I think we are going to get to. And I like that idea as something a bit different.
I was tempted to put Hangman and MJF in there as well, but I thought I don't want to over-egg this pudding.
Oh,
No.
that would be nice. Have you seen the poster that they've made for that match?
No.
It looks very cool. It's like, I think it's Hangman's silhouette with MJF in there.
Nice, yeah. No, it
It
sounds
looks
good.
good, it looks
I'm sure
good.
it's great.
Have you seen the Japanese poster for Hot Fuzz, I think it was? Or maybe
No.
Shaun of the Dead.
Japanese posters
Unbelievable.
for stuff are so
poster.
good.
Joel, could you mind
Is it,
saying
can I
all about
get?
that?
Is it like just a swan with some wording
Nah.
above it? All right, okay. I
It
thought
might be Shaun of the Dead, but let's have a look at Hot Fuzz first.
All right.
They
This
have
is great
amazing
times.
posters.
While Joel Googles, I just like to clarify.
Yeah, look at that
Shorty
one.
wasn't talking about me in the tweet. Just to there we
Okay.
go. We're all
We
good.
can
We're all
rap
fine.
things.
I'm
Little
so
rap
scared
battle.
of being drawn into a
1000%.
rap battle. Sorry.
That's a good poster.
That is an unbelievable poster.
It might be Shaun of the Dead though, because it looked ever so slightly
Look
different
how
in my
good that
mind.
That looks so good. I would want that
wonder-
framed.
No wonder you and all those lads love Japan.
Wait, but he loves
yeah.
Japan.
No, it wasn't. It was Hot Fuzz. I can't.
That- I mean,
That
I mean,
looks
also
amazing
that
as
looks
well,
amazing
though. That looks
too.
proper.
it's totally
like a
awesome,
proper
guys.
one.
Oh, sick, man.
Dude.
Yeah, that one's just the normal one with.
That's just got
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
normal one with Japanese.
Oh,
that
look at
is
one.
sexy.
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 Oh, look at that
That looks
one.
like an old 80s, like a RoboCop film or something.
Fantastic.
I
Can
like
the
that one.
audience see this?
What a film.
Yeah,
Oh, good,
they
all
can.
right.
What a film. I think
film.
it's the best one out of all of them that they've done.
Which one?
Hot Fuzz.
I go back and forth between the two.
Yeah, flip and flop.
Hot Fuzz. Been to the corner shop. I've said this multiple times.
Have
Been
you?
to the corner.
Where
Yeah,
is
I went
it?
to. So it's in Wells, which is like, where is Wells? It's near Glastonbury Festival.
Oh, not how Yorkshire
Um,
people say Wales.
No, Wells. And we've been. I went to the church where the spire falls on the guy's head.
Wow.
I've been to the theatre where they go and watch that play.
Uh-huh.
Been to the corner shop. Been to where the swan is, the wonderful swan. I love that film so much.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
great film.
It's amazing.
We are the Village Green Preservation Society. It's when he's jogging through the
Yeah.
Morning Angel. Angle.
Angle.
Kurt Angle. Andrew, what's
we
your second? Yeah.
My second pitch, we are going to the pre-show trios match with Big Boom,
No.
AJ, Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe versus Johnny TV and MXM. Cassidy and Briscoe are out in the ring when Big Boom AJ's music hits, but there's nothing.
Oh my God. What's
Where
happened?
could he
What's happened?
possibly be?
Is he Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12?
Orange and Mark are left confused when the Tron cuts the footage backstage as the camera crew scramble to find a busted open Big Boom AJ laying on the ground as a figure looms over him. Big Justice is pleading with this figure to stop as they reach down and grab AJ by the hair and pull him close to the camera as it's revealed that the assailant is none other than Gabe Kidd, everybody. Gabe Kidd has had enough.
Sorry.
I'm a madman.
He's a bad man.
I'm a bad man. Gabe cuts a promo. I'm a bad man. Calling AEW embarrassing again as he has done on Collision. He says that this place has made people soft, everybody. People who used to be killers. People who used to be hungry for something more than this SH1T. Holds up Big Boom's head. People like you, Mark Briscoe, resigned to the pre-show in some bollocks match just to be happy for the payday. What about the legacy you and your brother built? Where's that, Mark? If your brother could see you now, he'd be effing ashamed at you, you silly man.
You can't say those things.
Gabe has towed the line, evoking Jay's name, and Mark in a rage, he sets off
He's
to
not
find him
towed the
backstage.
line.
He's crossed the line. He's gone far past the line. Whilst Orange tends to Big Boom AJ as he's carted away by medics. He does so, and Gabe and Mark just start hammering one another with stiff strikes. They brawl throughout the backstage until they make it back into the arena, where Tony Schiavone gets word from Tony Khan and his apace that this match is official and it's about to open AEW Revolution's main card right now. It's bloody, it's brutal, and it brings out that intense side of Mark that perhaps we haven't seen in a little while. And it's ultimately Kidd who comes out on top, though, reversing a J Driller into a pile driver to seal the deal for the win. But Gabe is unsatisfied That was it. Mark goes down so easily in his eyes. Kid grabs the camera and says it's time for this geezer and all you in the back to wake up and realize that this place makes you weak. Gabe leaves the ring. He grabs the timekeeper's table and he places it next to the ring apron, and Kid positions Mark on the apron and looks to hit him with yet another pile driver, this time off the apron and through the table. Security, referees, backstage personnel, they all call running out to try and stop Gabe, but as he lifts up Mark Briscoe, Eddie Kingston's music hits. And the man wastes no time making his way to the ring. But we can see he's still a little bit banged up, though. Gabe lets Briscoe
Has
go.
he shaven?
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's going full beast. He's full beast mode. Unshaven, unkempt. The best Eddie Kingston we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Gabe lets Briscoe go and darts towards Kingston, but the refs and personnel keep them apart as they hurl abuse at one another. They're trying to beat people up to try and get closer to one another, but it ends with them each getting dragged through the separate tunnels away from one another. We get it teased, and in the run-up to the match, which I said doesn't happen straight away, maybe Forbidden Door or something like that, Kid decimates people on the AEW roster, whilst Kingston has to wait as he gets up to health enough to get his revenge on the man that put him on the shelf for almost a whole year.
There's so many bad men in this.
There is so many.
Too many men.
Too many men.
Too many men.
We need some more girls in here. There's too many. It's yes from me.
Thank you.
Gabe's great. Mark Briscoe's great. Having a Gabe attack AJ is great.
Oh, yes.
And Eddie Kingston's the best of all time.
The best.
I thought it was going to be Prince Amin coming to stop Gabe, because who else can?
Yeah.
You know, but Eddie Kingston is a fine substitute for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
I fully agree.
I fully agree.
You will see why. You'll see how much I agree with my third pitch, I imagine.
Oh, no. Okay.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell indeed.
What are the chances?
Whew.
I've not got a Big Boom AJ related one, though.
Okay.
So we're all right there. I do have a Swerve-Ricochet one. It doesn't contradict Ross's. We're all good. The ref is bumped in the match. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Obviously, Prince Nana is an integral part of this feud, so Ricochet throws Swerve over the barricade and grabs Nana and throws him in the ring, and he's got his scissors.
Got squizzers.
And he's advancing slowly on Nana, who's cowering in the corner. But here comes Swerve, flipping back into the ring to save the day. He goes flip and lands like a superhero in between Ricochet and Nana, I've put there. Ricochet gets ready to attack Swerve instead when Prince Nana kicks Swerve in the balls from behind. Oh,
No way.
Yes, throw up the X.
Yes.
Nana does his dance all the way to the outside as Ricochet kicks Swerve in the head and goes up top. Big 630 or whatever he does, makes the cover. The groggy ref counts 1, 2. Swerve Strickland with the massive kick out. It's still there. Swerve has survived, but now Ricochet and Nana continue to press the advantage, taking advantage of the numbers game and the woozy referee. At one point, Swerve is on the outside, and Ricochet gets Nana to hold him down on a table so he can put him through with like a big springboard moonsault or something to the outside. He heads up to the apron when a mysterious balaclavaed man hops out of the crowd onto the barricade, tightrope walks along it, and leaps off into a head scissors on Nana, allowing Swerve to get out of the way and sending Ricochet crashing through the table instead when Swerve's moved. Swerve sees all this and looks at the man like, it's like some Harry Potter dialogue. Who on earth are you? But the man just silently points at the ring, and Swerve gets the message. He carries on the match, grabs Ricochet, throws him. Oh no, he throws him in the ring post on the outside. I just wanted blood. He's busted wide open.
wow.
Then. Back in the ring, we get a Swerve stomp and the 1, 2, 3. So Nana's turn on Swerve, but Swerve still prevailed in the end because Ricochet's already beaten Swerve, hasn't he?
Yes.
So I think Swerve needs to. And I'd rather Swerve, even though I'm loving what Ricochet's doing, I'd rather Swerve as number 1 contender right now. Swerve is the number 1 contender and warily thanks this mysterious man before taking his leave. The mysterious man bows to the crowd, but he's jumped from behind by Ricochet and Nana, only to athletically avoid their attacks and nimbly roll away. Who could it be? And then I've ended the pitch by putting in brackets, get the lads to guess.
Speedballs.
Yeah.
Speedballs.
Yes, it's Speedball Mike Bailey, everyone.
Get him on Swerve's next rap hit
Okay.
called Speedballs.
Oh, right.
Nice.
right.
Speedballs.
Speedballs.
Speedball. I like it a lot. I
Thank
like the
you.
fact that you've not had the turn after the match, that you've had it during the match as well.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. I was almost certain that someone else would have done the Nana turn.
I am wholly against the Nana turn.
Are you?
Could not be more against it if I tried.
The Speedball thing was actually a late addition to the pitch rather than the main point of it. It was just meant to be the 9 out of 10. But
Do you think he's actually doing it? Do you
don't
think
know.
he's turning?
Can't tell. Because I think Swerve will win.
Yeah, I think Swerve will win.
Same.
So maybe not. But he was being so mean to his friend. He was
He was
going, I
being
don't know
so
if I can do this anymore, Swerve, mate. I don't know.
To be fair, he has taken a lot of bullets for Swerve.
Yeah.
He has.
I mean,
he has.
but it's justified.
He
Yeah,
was
you're
getting
right.
tired as well. 30 years in the game for Nana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the robe and everything. His head's all over the place.
So it's a yes from me.
I'll
Then
give
to
it
get
a bar.
Speedball in there as well.
A bar.
A bar.
Fair enough.
A half and half.
Bit too all over the place.
Oh, no, just the Nana turn.
No, right, no.
No.
Dun, dun,
was so
dun, 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 dun. What did she say at the start?
Saturday night.
They did that. 13, baby. Ross, it's time for your third pitch.
To the pre-show we go, where we're going to see Big Boom AJ and the
Oi.
conglomeration with Big Justice at ringside versus Johnny TV and the MXM collection. The entrances begin. We're all having a ball. The match starts off in shoot fashion with all 6 men in the ring and no tags being acknowledged by the referee. No. Instead of fighting, though, they're posing in an aggressive manner towards each other before AJ brings the boom and the lads try to outboom each other. It's great, I've written down. All of a sudden we hear, "These my dogs for real! These my dogs for real!" The coldest white boy in the game is here and he is not happy. He has a mic in hand and he's cutting a promo. Elite fam! You got to be dizzy blood! These man dem are a joke! I do not kid on! I am the kid! The coldest white boy in the game!
He said that.
Gabe Kidd goes on to thwack all 6 men in the ring, and the 7th Big Justice on the outside is also felled
Child.
in a
Kid.
devastating attack.
What about the Rizzler? He's injured, of course.
He's gone, he's out, yeah. Hope his wrist's okay.
Yeah.
The wristler. Gabe gets on the mic and says, "Dynasty, AJ, get your fat ass in the best shape you can do, son. I'll be there. Will you be? Brat."
Whoa, that's the wettest rap I've ever heard.
Proper lip
That
smacker,
was
wasn't it?
proper.
From Nottingham, you know.
Yeah, the hardest dare in the game. I watched this thing with RJ Satay
It's
at the
funny.
weekend. Yes.
It's really funny.
It's almost like RJ planned out what Gabe was going to say before he even said it.
Yeah.
Wonderful from
If
RJ.
you're feeling down, just punch someone in the face. I didn't know how much of it was real or not.
Have you seen him on like one of the American morning shows
Yeah,
as well, where he's just
yeah.
talking about how he's just calling Eddie Kingston fat? It's like,
Have you
I
seen
would
the
have
one
probably
where?
go at him.
Oh, I'd have been devastated if I was Tony Khan or New Japan. Because you've got your wrestler there being a madman, you know. You see how tall the weatherman was?
Yeah,
When
he looked really small, didn't
steps
he?
up, even though Gabe's like 6 foot, this weatherman's like Undertaker. I couldn't
Yeah, but
believe
who's
it.
colder though?
Well,
Yeah.
Gabe
Find
Kidd's
out in the
colder.
weather report. And he continues his promo, does the coldest white boy in the game. And Moxley, I effing hate AEW as well, but I like that you don't either. Let's have a scrap. See you in Dallas. I've done it again. I'm going months
I thought he
ahead.
was going to say, let's join me. Oh, but Gabe would fulfill Moxley's idea of what
Yeah.
the savior would be. Yeah,
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, I
so
like that a lot.
I want to see Gabe batter AJ in a horrible way, and I would like Moxley to go back to the original Death Rider storyline, but without the endless attacks by his group of merry men after every single match he has. Just Moxley doing it on his own, and Gabe to be the one man to be elevated and become one of the faces of AEW in 2026. Because he is all that I've written down.
What
He
a
is all
twist.
that.
What a
Yo, I'm going to
twist.
have to agree with you there, fam. I
Yeah,
like
fam.
it a lot.
Boy better know.
It's a yes, boy better know. It's a yes from me.
I love it, bruv.
Yeah.
I love it, me. I like the idea. Do you know what? You've planted the idea in my head that what if Gabe Kidd was the one to actually dethrone Moxley?
I would love it.
Oh,
Oh my
wouldn't mind that at
God!
all.
What a twist that would be.
Yeah.
And then, because he's pinned Cody Rhodes before,
Yeah.
it's a one for Tony Khan. He can be like, my champion's pinned you. Your champion, mate.
Then you can have Eddie come in and take it off Gabe Kidd.
Oh, yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not? He injured him, put him on the shelf, didn't he?
He did.
Yes.
Not that
I assume
may
he
not
feels,
have been
it's
his
real.
fault.
I assume he feels bad about it.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
wrestling
yes.
though, Andrew.
It's
You know,
wrestling.
Eddie
It's
would
true.
say
It's,
it.
it's not
It's real.
ballet.
It's
you know?
real.
Yeah.
That was good. Oh
Yeah, it's a yes for me. of
Yes
course.
for me as well.
Yeah, of
Tantalizing. This one's really short, and I was.
Your
struggling.
short ones are often a bit off kilter, though. I'm excited to see what happens here.
I think I'm stretching. I'm Stretch Armstronging with this one, right? Kenny Omega beats Konosuke Takeshita to win the International Championship. Now, I know that might already garner some no's from people right there.
Really?
I think so.
Kenny's just come back.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very emotional match for both men. Takeshita looks as though he might even retain, but Kenny fights from underneath and wins it in what may well be the match of the night by heck. Exhausted, Kenny lays in the center of the ring when, as the referee goes to retrieve his newly won international title belt, the coin drops. Then out walks Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada. Okada makes his way to the ring and he snatches the international title from the ref as a bewildered and beaten up Kenny makes his way slowly to his feet. Okada looks at the title and he looks at Kenny before presenting him with the championship, much like how Kenny presented Okada with the Continental title at World's End last year. The two stare down, but as Kenny goes to leave the ring, Okada grabs Omega's arm, and for a moment, the new champ is in perfect position for a Rainmaker. But instead, as Okada pulls Kenny closer, he just shakes his hand instead and leaves the ring. Okay. Further teasing that big matchup between the two at All in Texas, where we will combine them belts and unify those championships, which I imagine Kenny will win, because that Continental title, I think, needs to be unified with the international title.
I have no complaints with your pitch, Andrew.
Thank you.
It was, it's just what should happen, as well as what you want to happen. It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
It's like you're making a rich sauce to be put on some chicken breast, and you put a little bit of sprinkle of chili in there.
Oh, just a sprinkle.
A little kick at the back of the palais.
The heat.
That's what their pitch is. They're very subtle, very nice.
Thank you.
Agree, yes.
The palais.
The palais.
You know, where the fod goes.
Yeah. My last one's stupid. Right. MJF Hangman Page. MJF comes out dressed as John Cena for Heat.
Oh, good.
I do actually think he might do the 5 moves of doom at the weekend. But Tony Khan probably wouldn't like that. I don't know. MJF comes out as dressed as John Cena for Heat. He stands in the ring with a massive S-eating grin on his face. But wait a second. Hangman Page has decided to play some mind games as well. Wrestling has more than one cowboy family. Here it comes.
Jeff Jarrett.
Hangman comes out dressed as Cody Rhodes. And MJF reacts like Triple H did when Foley revealed he'd be bringing Cactus Jack back. MJF almost takes a bump in shock as Hangman enters the ring like his former mentor, MJF's former mentor.
Yeah.
Hangman gets on the mic and says, "So what do you guys want to talk about?" MJF charges him out of sheer fury and the match begins. Shoulder tackle, protoplex, long pause to set up the 5-knuckle shuffle, which he hits. He scoops up Hangman, who slips out the back and hits a crossroads. And then I've just written, "This is awesome." MJF kicks out. MJF kicks out of 2. So Hangman waits for him to get up and goes for a disaster kick, only for MJF to catch the leg and roll into an STF, a spot that I think we might actually see at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's good.
I'm basically writing what I think the WrestleMania is.
Yeah.
Hangman's fading. He's fading. But he remembers that he's the American Nightmare and drags himself to the bottom rope. The hold is broken, so MJF goes to what he knows best. Shoulder tackle, protoplex. You can't see me. But as MJF hits the ropes behind his back, Hangman scrambles to his feet and hits the opposite set of the ropes and goes for a Cody cutter as MJF comes back. But MJF catches him, scoops him up into another AA, this time doing that scream that John sometimes does when he picks someone up for an AA late into a match. He did it on Punk, I think, in the chamber, who's not like the heaviest bloke Cena's ever picked up. He goes,
I don't know, Punk's got that dump truck, hasn't he?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
He hits it. 1, 2, 3, and MJF's done it. Do. He celebrates, and Hangman gets slowly to his feet. Both men are weeping.
Wow.
Just so emotional.
This was wonderful.
MJF extends his green wristband-adorned hand for Hangman to shake, but Hangman goes, "No," and hugs him instead, and they just hug it in the middle of the ring. These people are on their feet. I don't know what I was on when I wrote this. But wait, who's that?
Well, what do you take? Let's narrow it down.
But wait, who's this to interrupt? It's Tony Khan, who heads down the ramp and gets in the ring. MJF gets on the mic. If it isn't my good friend, the final boss, Tony Khan.
Has he got a
Bald
tattoo?
cap on.
Bald cap.
No, Tony looks at MJF and says, "That was the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen. You're both fired with immediate effect. Please collect your things and leave." Both men walk. This is the last sentence of the pitch. Both men walk off like Charlie Brown when he's sad, and the show continues. And then
Holding his scarf like behind him, like the little blanket thing he's got.
They're both put together up the ramp, and they're never seen in AEW again.
That might be the worst pitch of all time. I'm going to give it a no.
Whoa!
I can't possibly sit here in good faith and say yes.
Okay.
All the time we're good.
For the integrity,
I hate
for the,
it when they
for the
focus on
integrity
other,
of this, yeah.
the other company. So I'm going to say no, because that's all they do is focus on the other company. Up the integrity of the
But it was just two lads going into business for themselves. Tony fired them.
Yeah.
I don't know how the match. I don't know how the match was allowed to carry on as long as it did.
Yeah.
Andrew's about to give me a no.
I'm sorry, it's a no. But you know,
Not an Andrew no.
And maybe I'm trying to garner something from this, right?
Go on.
Maybe they've done it, so then people go, well, we've seen it now. I don't need to watch WrestleMania.
Oh, genius.
You know what
Still
I mean?
a no,
but it's
yeah.
pretty genius.
That would win the Observer's most disgusting promotional tactic of the year.
Oh, yes,
award,
yes,
yeah.
That can't be the thumbnail, Joel.
Joel,
We will never recover from it.
bleach blonde. Hangman on a bed.
I think I wrote this with the thumbnail in mind.
He could have like a massive horse tattoo on his neck.
Yes. Yes.
An American
The
horse.
The American
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, isn't a mare is a mare a horse?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
female.
It's a female deer.
Ah.
No, it's not.
No.
No, I was
Don't
because I was
think it-
thinking.
oh, right.
Yes, I was thinking of this one.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for watching 9 Pitches for AEW Revolution. We'll have all the coverage and everything you'll ever want and ever need. There'll be predictions, there'll be reactions at YouTube.
I don't think there is reactions because there's no one free to take me place. I've retired from live reacting because I've got shoot insomnia.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Shoot
There's no one
insomnia.
free this weekend to take my place.
Oh,
so I don't think there's a stream.
Is there predictions?
Yes,
There's
there is
predictions.
predictions. There will be a punishment on the Patreon as well,
Cool.
but no live stream. Sorry.
Will there be WTF moments on the Patreon?
There will be next week.
There'll be what happened after the show. And I think that's all.
I think so.
Have you got anything you want to plug?
I've got nothing I want to plug, only the wonderful content that you lads will be putting out this weekend. I tell thee.
Ross?
Aye. All the best.
Anything? Yep.
Joel?
I've got nothing to plug, just the wonderful content you lads will be putting out this week.
My Matches of the Month podcast for February will be out this Sunday, I believe. And I'll also be doing a Wrestlers of the Month video for Patreon as well. There we go. Oh. Guess who features on it?
You.
The Bad Man, you know.
Oh, the bad man.
He's been great this year so far. It could be the year of Gabe. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And why not leave your pictures in that comment section down below? It's crazy. Do what you want. And yeah, man. Remember though, life's a pitch. And then you die.